for other people to interact with me, to make others comfortable in associating with me, not become a source of anxiety for them. They're always concerned, what will this fellow say, what will he do, So, being available to people, accommodate people, all these are very important qualities, which is what we learn in these lessons. So in these lessons we may listen to the stories of Ramayana, Mahabharata, of the great people in our culture. And those stories are not only stories of valor, they're also stories of sacrifice, of truthfulness, of honesty, where someone like Lord Rama, because commanded by his father, can just let go the kingdom and willingly accept the suffering of the life of forest living. Don't think that living in forest is easy. We think it's very romantic. It's not. Every season is demanding. Whether it's winter, summer, monsoon, it's a tough job. And they were princesses and princes, had lived the most luxurious life, and without hesitation were willing to accept that. That requires a tremendous amount of emotional strength, moral strength, and also a trust or confidence in the value of truth and duty. So this is a dimension of the life that we have to learn in order to grow in happiness. So certainly you should perform well academically, perform well professionally, but understand also the value of performing well emotionally, because primarily we are all emotional beings. It's not the intellectual person that interacts. Even with this clothes also, to be very frank with you, it's the emotional person that interacts. And so this is what we learn from these lessons in the Bala Vidya. So as Malti said, we wish that there are more and more people attending, but at the same time we appreciate all those who are attending, children as well as parents. And I suggest that maybe parents also make a note of what kind of change, if any, they find in children, let's say from last year or this year, whether my son is a little more interactable, have they become somewhat easier? So the parents also can note, and they will be the witnesses and ambassadors actually to promote this when they see the benefits that their own children are getting. So I'm sure that all of you are here. That shows the value that you have taken, made an effort to come here from wherever you are. So I wish success to this program, that more and more parents recognize the value of this and encourage the children also to participate in larger and larger number. Between you and me, this business of virtual stuff, but there's no other choice, because long distance classes are there. What else can you do? But the kind of impact that in-person classes have is something different. where they observe the teacher, where the teacher can become the role model, where they can sort of mold themselves based on that. Those would be the advantages that in-person classes would have. But in absence of that, what we have is the best alternative that we have. But maybe these teachers who are teaching online can also have their in-person classes depending upon the community in which they are. And you will also derive a greater satisfaction in seeing the growth of the children. So, both ways, I hope it grows and everybody comes out successful, children as well as parents and teachers. And with that, I conclude. Oh.
Thank you, Swamiji. That was beautiful. Thank you. So definitely, if you have local chapters that you can send your children to, that is, as Swamiji said, nothing like live teaching. But this is, if you don't have anything, then this is another beautiful way to communicate. And I see how the teachers and the students are bonding here when they see each other. It was so beautiful. And all these teachers were in fact spending time with recognizing their students and recognizing them and bonding with them. It was very beautiful to observe that. Thank you so much. And with Swamiji's permission, I would like to recognize the teachers who have spent a lot of effort and time and their commitment. I would like them to, seek your blessings. So, all the teachers, can you please come one by one? And after you receive Swamiji's blessings, please come. Yeah. And please give a big hand to them. And teachers, please stay on the stage so that we can take a picture with Swamiji. Please don't leave. You can take the appreciation token and stand behind. So level 1, we have Vani Karthikeyan and Mrs. Vidya Arun Patel. Level 2, you can all come. Please come. It doesn't matter what level. You can just come. One by one. Level 2, we have Revati Subramaniam, Meenal Muthuraman, and Suparna Bhatt. Level 3, Padma Ram Mohan, Jaya Patel. Level 4, Shubha Sharma, Mitu Chenji. Level 5, Ishwar Nash, Rajesh Singamedu. Level 6, Lakshmi Anand, Amita Verma. Level 7, Sarvesh Gedam, Manoj Sahu. Level 8, Mukund Sridhar and Geeta Bhaskar. So give a big hand for all that. Every Sunday they sacrifice their time. In preparation and their commitment. So we also have our bhajan teacher Shrutika Anand. So I don't know if she's here, but we would like to recognize her too. Thank you all. Oh, here is Mr. Anand, proxy. Oh, thank you. Pramodji, can you also come on the stage with us? Thank you so much. Pramodji, please come. Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you, teachers, for all your hard work.
Nice.
So the children have prepared 15 minutes video presentation for each level. So you can sit back and relax and watch what they have learned. And you can pass the message on to other people too, to come and join our classes. Thank you so much. Please relax and enjoy.
My name is Amisha. I am in level 1. I am 7 years old. My teachers are Vaniji and Vidyaji. Shuklam Baraharam Vishnum Sasivaranam Chaturpadam Prasanna Varanam Dhyaye Sarva Vignu Pashanti Saraswati Namastuvyam Vadade Kamarupani Vidya Rambam Karishyami Siddhe Bhavatu Me Sada One value I learned from my teachers is to be respectful. Namaste.
Namaste, Mama Nama Pradyotaha. My teachers are Vaniji and Vidyaji. The value I'm going to talk about is we don't lie and be always truthful. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pade Namaha. Dhanyavadaha.
Namaste, my name is Anika. I'm in level 1 and my teacher names are Vani Auntie and Vidya Auntie. I like my class because it teaches us values and slogans and stories. I'm going to tell you a morning slogan. Kadagre basate Lakshmi, Kadam Madhye Saraswati, Kadam Mule Tatagore, Prabhade Kadadasanam. I'm going to teach you about humility. I'm going to tell you a story about Ganesha and Kubera. So one time Kubera thought he had a lot of money and he wanted to invite Shiva and Parvati for lunch. So Shiva and Parvati told, I cannot come with you because you can take my son Ganesha. And he told my Ganesha will eat everything. Make sure you make him full. So he told, no problem, I can do it. And then Ganesha told, will there be modaks? He told yes, and they went to his palace, and then he ate all of everything, and he also ate the vessels, and then he told, can I eat you? He told, no! And then he ran to Shiva and Parvati, and Shiva gave him a secret rice, and then Kubera gave it to Ganesha, and Ganesha told him it was full, and then Kubera told him, sorry, I learned my mistake now. I won't do it again.
Namaste, my name is Naga Vishnesh. My teachers are Vidyaji and Vaniji. I'm in level 1. I'm going to chant Krishnashtakam part 1. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Deepika and my teacher's name is Vani Auntie and Vidyaji. The value I'm going to say too is helpfulness because I like helping my parents, and the slogan I'm going to say today is Trayambakam Samudravasanavi. Trayambakam Yajam Hesugandhim Pushtivatram Udvarakamiva Bandhanam Nityormokshi Amandakata Samudravasane Devi Parvatastaravandava Vishnu Patni Namistabhya Padas Pasham Shamaswame Harihi Om.
Hari Om, my name is Srinath. I am 7 years old. My teachers are Vaniji and Vidyaji. Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvata Sadhake Saranye Triambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. One of the values that my teacher taught me was honest. Be honest so you can have a successful life. Hari Om.
My name is Tanvi Danyala. I'm 6 years old. My teacher name is Vaniti and Vidyaji. And I'm going to tell 2 slokas. Shri Rame Rame Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattuyam Ramanama Varanane. Next.
Guru Brahma.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Harish and Yala and about to tell two slokas. And my teacher name is Vaniji and Vijay. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheswaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ragre Vasute Lakshmi Karamajje Saraswati Ramule Chitavur Prabhate Karakaschanam. And my values I learned from my classes: being kind and being helpful.
My name is Niriksha. I am 6 years old. My teacher name is Vidyanti and Vanaji. I believe God. See no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Prityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you.
Jai Shri Ram. Ramarajyam is spread all over the country, and I see that everyone here is following Dharma, doing their daily rituals, and living a happy life. I flew over the ocean and found Devi Sita and Ashoka Vatika. My Prabhu, along with King Sugriva's army, brought back Devi Sita to Ayodhya. Peace, prosperity and harmony is prevailing in this kingdom. From then it calls for a celebration. Bharata, can we have some arrangements made to celebrate this?
Yes, Hanuman. Back then, I could not convince my brother to come back to Ayodhya before his 14 years of exile was over. Instead, I brought his palkas with me to the palace. Now, to celebrate this occasion, we have made some arrangements. A few students from Gurukulam to present some of their learnings. Brother Rama, with your permission, I will let Shatrugna and Lakshmana take over from here.
Of course, Bharata, you have my permission. This reminds me of our days at the Gurukulam. We learned all the Vedas and got trained in archery there. Maharishi Vishwamitra and Maharishi Vasistha's teachings have refined me to stay in the path of Dharma. Are the students already here? I am so eager to see the performances. You all have worked together on this. It will be a treat to everyone to present here in Sabha.
Brother Rama, it was all possible only with your blessing. I was given order by Bharata to take care of the kingdom on his behalf until you return. I was very happy when you come back here and became the king of Ayodhya. As part of today's celebrations, we have some students singing bhajans followed by Dudu Sotram, a few others talking about our country's history, and a few others playing a character.
I was very fortunate to be with you and serve you during your exile. The battle at Lanka was an epic. Having Jambavan and King Sugriva's army of Vanras alongside us made us win the battle and establish Dharma. This victory has guided people for many centuries. It is obvious even today. These kids know a lot about our stories and also about our precious country, Bharat. We truly know you and Devi Sita will like their performances.
Akhanda mandala karam yaptam yena characharam तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानातिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णुः गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सर्वश्रुतिशिरोरत्नविराजितपदाम्बुजः वेदान्ताम्बुजसूर्यो यः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। चैतन्यशाश्वतशान्तः व्योमातीतो निरञ्जनः बिन्दुनादकलातीतः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ज्ञानशक्तिसमारूढः तत्त्वमाला विभूषितः भुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदाता च तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अनेकजन्मसम्प्राप्तकर्मबन्धविदाहिने आत्मज्ञानप्रदानेन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
शोषणं भवसिन्धोश्च ज्ञापनं सारसम्पदः गुरोः पादोदकं सम्यक् तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। न गुरोरधिकं तत्त्वं न गुरोरधिकं तपः तत्त्वज्ञानात् परं नास्ति तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। मन्नाथ श्री जगन्नाथः मद्गुरुः श्री जगद्गुरुः मत्तात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरुरज्ञानादिश्च गुरोः परमदैवतं गुरोः परतरं नास्ति तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव।
I would like to speak about Sant Tulsidas. Sant Tulsidas was a Hindu poet, saint, reformer, philosopher known for his devotion to Lord Ram. He composed several works, mainly Ramacharita, a retelling of Sanskrit Ramayana in the Awadhi language. He also wrote Hanuman Chalisa, a popular devotional hymn dedicated to Lord Hanuman, who is a divine devotee of Lord Ram.
I would like to speak about the importance of Swami Vivekananda's teachings in present times. His message of unity, tolerance, and mutual understandings of the diversity of religions is crucial in today's world, where religious conflicts and extremism are witnessed everywhere globally. His teachings can also inspire younger generations to appreciate rich culture and spiritual heritage of India and to recognize the value of our ancient spiritual traditions in today's world.
I would like to sing a few lines from Amirabai Bhajan. Hope you enjoy it. Hari Toman Haro Janaki Peera Hari Toman Haro Janaki Peera Draupadi ki Raja Rakhi Tuma Badhayo Jeera Hari Tuma Haro Janaki Peera.
I would like to speak about Indian dance and music forms. It is broadly classified into folk and classical forms. Indian classical music is further classified as Carnatic music, which is popular in South and Hindustani music, famous in North, Eastern, and Central region. Sangeet Natak Academy recognizes 8 classical dance and music forms: Bharatanatyam, Kathak, Kuchipudi, and Odissi, to name a few.
I would like to speak to you about temples of India. Hindu temple architecture reflects a blend of arts, the ideals of values and dharma, and the way of life cherished over centuries under Hinduism. People usually visit temples for pilgrimage. In India, we have 3 styles of temple architecture: Nagara in north, Dravidian in south, and Vesara in the Deccan regions.
Kamo Bhakti Stamaka Ganapati, you are the son of Shiva Parvati. Kamo Bhakti Stamaka Ganapati, you are the son of Shiva Parvati. Riding a rattle, belting a serpento, you have the face of an elephanto. Kamo Bhakti Stamaka Ganapati, you are the son of Shiva Parvati. We offer you Modaka Payasa, you are the steno of Veda Vyasa.
Kamo Bhakti Stamaka Ganapati, you are the son of Shiva Parvati. Please guide us, so Vikna Vinasha, you are the god of examination Pasa. Kamo Bhakti Stamaka Ganapati, you are the son of Shiva Parvati. You are the son of Shiva Parvati. You are the son of Shiva Parvati.
Shankara Sadashiva Chandrasekhara, Chandrasekhara Gauri Shankara, Neelakanta Shuladhari Chandrasekhara, Phalanetra Tripurari Gauri Shankara, Chandrasekhara Gauri Shankara, Gauri Shankara Chandrasekhara. Shankara Sadashiva Chandrasekhara, Chandrasekhara Gauri Shankara, Neelakanta Shuladhari Chandrasekhara, Phalanetra Tripurari Gauri Shankara, Chandrasekhara Gauri Shankara, Gauri Shankara Chandrasekhara, Chandrasekhara Gauri Shankara, Chandrasekhara Gauri Shankara.
Amsavahini Devi Amba Saraswati, Akila Loka Kalpavali Amba Saraswati, Tungatira Vasini Amba Saraswati, Sangita Rasa Kalavali Amba Saraswati, Jagadamba Saraswati. Hamsavahini Devi Amba Saraswati, अखिल लोक कल्पवली अम्बा सरस्वती तुंगतीरवासिनी अम्बा सरस्वती संगीत रस कलावली अम्बा सरस्वती जगदम्बा सरस्वती हंसवाहिनी देवी अम्बा सरस्वती जगदम्बा सरस्वती जगदम्बा सरस्वती जगदम्बा सरस्वती.
Prabhu, you came all the way to Lanka looking for me. The jewel that I had dropped on the way led you to Hanuman, who in turn along with other Vanaras built a bridge across the ocean and helped you cross it. Everything is possible with your blessings. I was very happy when I heard that Ravana was killed by you in the war. I felt the same even today when I saw everyone's performance. Wherever dharma prevails, we will be there to bless them. Let everyone continue their learning and share what they have learned with others.
Shaklam Balaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanavadanam Dhyaye Sarva Vinopashantaye Saraswati Namaskaryam Vande Kamarupini Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhi Bhavduna Sada. Om Dakshinamurti Stotram Om Mauna Vyakya Prakatita Parabrahma Tattvam Yuvanam Vasishtante Vasadrushiganairavrtam Brahmaneshtai Acharyendram Karakalita Chinmudramanandam Murtim Swatmaramam Muditavadanam Dakshinamurti Nide Vatavitapi Samipe Bhumi Bhage Nishannam Sakala Muni Jananam Jnanadatara Tribhuvana Guru Mesham Dakshinamurti Devam Janana Marana Dukkached Daksham Namami Chitram Vatatarormule Vritta Shishya Gururyuva Gurostu Maunam Vyakhyanam Shishyastu Chinna Samshayaha Nidhaye Sarvavidyanam Bhishaje Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarvalokanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha.
Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddhagananeka-murtaye Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha.
Chitaghnaya Maheshaya Vatamulani Vasine Satchidananda Rupaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha.
ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्ति भेद विभागिने व्योमवद् व्याप्त देहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः.
Karna's loyalty to Duryodhana is assured, and his presence strengthens the Kauravas' might. The Kauravas envy the Pandavas' popularity, and they plot to destroy the Pandavas. But the Pandavas escape unscathed and disguised as Brahmanas. They attend Draupadi's Swayamvar. Many kings, including Krishna of Dwaraka, Duryodhana of Hastinapur, Karna of Anga, Jarasandha of Magadha, and Sisupala of Chedi, and others attend this Princess Panchali's wedding.
Hero kings, this is the bow of Shiva. The noble man who strings the bow and hits the mark shall wed my sister Draupadi.
Tried it, Karna.
It's Karna. We might consider the mark already hit.
Draupadi, you may reject this man who is a charioteer's son.
I shall not marry the son of a charioteer.
You should not have insulted me so, Draupadi.
You should be able to do it, Shishupala.
I am the one who's going to hit the target.
Brother, please give me permission to try my skills here.
The time before history, the earliest inhabitants named it after a fruit. The jambu, the rose apple, or jamun. You can find this fruit in the south and west side of India during summertime, so the land name is Jambudvipa. The prehistory period is called the Stone Age. The people were hunting, they lived in caves, hunted wild animals, and gathered fruits and leaves for food. Then humans took a giant leap when they learned to grow crops and invented wheels. India's history really begins from the first cities that camp around the Indus River, making the beginnings of one of the oldest civilizations of the world, the Harappan civilizations. For very ancient times, for which we have little information available in writing, it all depends on what the archaeologists tell us. They dig and find old monuments and learn to read ancient scripts. During this time, they unearthed pottery, metal tools, jewelry, and even toys and weapons. This gives us an idea of how people lived in the past. We learned about Harappan cities and how beautifully constructed with swimming pools, kitchens, and even sewer systems were planned in the city. Sanitation was very important in the Harappan civilization. Declines of the cities of Harappa, a new chapter begins in the course of our history. Now there starts the story of Indo-Aryan people. People were nature lovers and prayed for nature. People prayed to sun, moon, Vayu for air, Indra for rain, Agni for fire, Akash for space, and Mother Earth. Rishish wrote Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, and Jatakas. Later we call our country Bharatvarsha after the name of the Aryan king Bharat. The Himalayas are the source of three mighty rivers, the Sindhu, now Indus, the Ganga, and the Brahmaputra. Due to fertilized soil, they started farming. Soon they were living in villages and would later build towns and cities. Bharat was rich materially and culturally. This was also the time when the Varna or caste system began to appear in Vedic society. Over the centuries, the Aryans gradually moved eastward until they were living across the plains of North India. Soon, powerful warriors conquered the land and built their own kingdom. 1,000 years after Harappa, India was once again transforming into an urban civilization. By now, we had well-organized kingdoms with a proper administration, built roads to encourage trade and ensure proper law, order, and justice. The most magnificent magnificent of all was the city of Pataliputra, modern Patna in Magadha. The Nandas and Mauryas ruled for 1,000 years. This is also a time when many great thinkers and philosophers emerged, all writing and debating their ideas. Gautama Buddha and Mahavira were starting to preach about peace and non-violence in and around the land. Magadha became the most powerful under King Bimbisara. Later, Ajatashatru started trading with different parts of the world. During this time, a Greek army from far off Europe invaded India. Alexander then decided to go back and died. The mighty Magadha kingdom was ruled by the Nanda dynasty. Nanda was not a good king, so with the help of teacher Chanakya, Chandragupta Maurya defeated Nanda and became the founder of the Maurya Empire. The first empire in India that spanned a large part of the Indian subcontinent, and his grandson was King Ashoka, one of the greatest kings the world has ever seen. The tragedy of the Kalinga War finally changed Ashoka, and he chose a new way of living for everyone that he called Dhamma in Buddhism. Two Ashokan sculptures are symbols of the Republic of India, Ashoka Chakra and the lion capital that has 4 lions. By now, India was trading with many countries. Our trade with the Roman Empire kept growing. After the Ashoka Empire declines, the next 500 years would be a very confusing time in Indian history. Many kings belonged to foreign tribes like Greeks and Sakas. At the same time, kingdoms began to appear in the south. The Cholas, Pandyas, and Cheras. The Chola dynasty built huge, beautiful temples and ruled Tamil Nadu. Muslims used to come in India for trade or loot and go back like Muhammad of Ghazni, who looted Somanath temple and destroyed it. After those interesting changes happened, Muslim people started living peacefully in India long before the dramatic arrival of the Turk and Afghan invaders. After the first Muslim dynasty ended, to rule from Delhi, the Turkish-Mongol conqueror Timur entered Delhi, and for 3 days his soldiers ransacked the city and massacred the citizens. Delhi was left in ruins and took decades to recover, one of the most brutal conquerors in history. Same time in South India, the great Hindu kingdom of Vijayanagar, King Krishna Deva Raya rose after Mughal Vasco da Gama of Portugal landed at the port of Calicut in Kerala. The arrival of Portuguese paved the way for other European powers to come to the ports of India for trade. This resulted in the coming of French and British and led to the colonization of India. We learned this much.
निदाने दिव्यानदानात् परिपालयद्भिः सदा पठद्भिश्च पुराणरत्नं संसेवितायास्तु नमो हरेथे नारायण 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 नित्यान्नदात्रे च महेश्वरेभ्यः नित्यं दिविस्ते निशिपूजिताय मात्रा च पित्रा च तथोद्धवेन सम्पूजितायास्तु नमो नमस्ते नारायण 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 अनन्तरामाख्यमहे प्रणीतं स्तोत्रं पठेत्यस्तु नरस्त्रिकालं वातालयेशस्य कृपाबलेन लभेत सर्वाणि च मङ्गलानि नारायण 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 गुरुवातपुरीश पञ्चकाख्यं स्तुतिरत्नं पठतां सुमङ्गलं स्यात् हृदि चापि विशेत् हरिस्वयं तु रतिनाथायुततुल्यदेहकान्ति नारायण 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 नारायण
Shri Vedavyasaya Namaha. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. The Mahabharata is the history of the descendants of Bharata, a great sovereign king of Bharatvarsha. Throughout the story, one theme stands out, that of dharma. The Mahabharata has been called an itihasa. Itiha asa, thus it has been. It is the history of our ancestors. It has been immortalized for us by Rishi Vedavyasa, who was related to the Kauravas and the Pandavas. So there cannot be a more unbiased source. Called the Pancham Veda, it provides a framework for understanding and dealing with our own ethical dilemmas. The emotions, motivations, dharma, sankatas are still relatable after 7,000 years. The beauty of the Mahabharata is its honest portrayal of human psychology. However technologically advanced we may have become, our innate desires and traits have remained identical over millennia. The narrator Vrishava Sauti aptly said, "By this radiant light of history, the shroud of ignorance is destroyed and the inner sanctum of our entire being is illumined with wisdom." What is the main message of the Mahabharata? Arjun Iyer is going to talk about and elaborate on this topic.
Namaste. My name is Arjun Iyer. Today I'll be talking about the main message of the Mahabharata. The main message of the Mahabharata is to follow one sacred duty called Dharma. Dharma is often translated as religion or law. Dictionary.com defines it as the eternal and inherent nature of reality, regarded in Hinduism as a cosmic law underlying right behavior and social order. This Sanskrit word comes from the root word dhri, dharane, which means to support, to uphold, to sustain. Dharma is that which is needed for life to go on. Sri Aurobindo says Dharma is both that which we hold to and that which holds together our inner and outer activities. Dharma is following the ethical way of life. Dharma is following the ethical way of life. It should be as big as donating a large sum of money to a charity or something as simple as holding the door for someone. If you see a pack of gum in a grocery store and no one is near you, you can easily put it in your pocket and no one will ever know. Something is stopping you though. That is your moral value. Leaving it where it was is dharma. Stealing it is adharma. In the Mahabharata, the Pandavas are represented as the embodiment of Dharma. The Kauravas, on the other hand, are adharmic, meaning that they followed an unrighteous path. Yudhishthira, son of Dharmaraja, had all the qualities of a dharmic son, brother, husband, and king, such as a sense of justice, wisdom, compassion, maturity, sense of responsibility, humility, and patience. Yudhishthira accepted the game of dice to be a good warrior and son by obeying his uncle Dhritarashtra's order, knowing very well that gambling was a vice and would bring disaster. The Kauravas proved their wickedness when Shakuni cheated at the dice game but really went evil when they humiliated Draupadi in the court and refused to return the Pandavas their kingdom. The Dharma here is shown when the Pandavas peacefully left for 13 years exile, and the Adharma is shown when the Kauravas refused to return the kingdom. Before the Kurukshetra war, Arjuna faced a moral dilemma: to prioritize family or justice. He tells Krishna that he doesn't want to fight his cousins, but Krishna replies that it's his dharmic duty. He talks about karma yoga, which means you should do whatever he has to with love and devotion. He also talks about the fact that adharmic Kauravas shouldn't be spreading hate and destruction, and Arjuna's dharmic duty is to stop them. Kunti faced conflict when she had to give up Karna. Like it was in the Mahabharata, it is in our personal lives. We are faced with such conflicts. How we should prioritize? Vidura recommends prioritization of the greater good. Do what is beneficial for all, most of all your Atma, driven by pure intellect. Vyasa says it multiple times in the Mahabharata. Dharma destroys those who destroy it and protects those who protect it. In conclusion, the main message of the Mahabharata is to always strive to uphold Dharma. True Dharma uplifts oneself.
The struggle for power and supremacy led the Pandavas and the Kauravas in a battle of Kurukshetra, which ended after 18 gruesome days. So, what led to the victory of the Pandavas and the defeat of the Kauravas? Vedant Rao is going to elaborate on this.
Namaste. My name is Vedant and I'm going to be talking about the clash between the Pandavas and the Kauravas. The Mahabharata is a cherished and monumental narrative in ancient Indian literary tradition. It reaches its climax in a chaotic blend of warfare, moral honesty, and spiritual elevation. The clash between the Pandavas and the Kauravas, driven by deep-seated public hostility and divine intervention, climax in the battleground of Kurukshetra. Across 18 difficult days of the war, this conflict evolves into a stage where acts of heroism, self-sacrifice, and ethical dilemmas take center stage. At the core of the Mahabharata lies the clash between righteousness, known as Dharma, and unrighteousness, known as Adharma. Guided by the noble Yudhishthira, the Pandavas strive to reinstate justice and uphold Dharma, while their rivals, led by the devoted morally unkind Duryodhana, embody the forces of Adharma. This conflict on the battlefield mirrors eternal struggle between good and evil. Kurukshetra then becomes more than just a physical battleground. It transforms into a cosmic and spiritual arena where gods and celestial beings intervene, shaping the course of events. Lord Krishna, serving as a divine charioteer and advisor to the Pandavas, imparts a profound teaching of the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, guiding him to the moral dilemmas and existential questions. These teachings go beyond the battlefield, offering timeless wisdom on duty, righteousness, and the nature of existence. As the war unfolds, both sides endure significant losses through great warriors like Bhishma, Dronacharya, and Karna. The Pandavas ultimately gain the upper hand. Each day of the battle brings forth new strategies, alliances, and sacrifices. As the fate of the kingdoms hangs in the balance amongst chaos, individuals confront their destinies and wrestle with the consequences of their choices. In the war's final days, intense duels and touching confrontations occur. Bhishma, the respected patriarch of both Pandavas and Kauravas, falls in the battle, honoring his oath to Hastinapura kingdom. Dronacharya, the revered mentor in warfare, meets his enemies through deception, sparking controversy, and sorrow. Karna, bound by loyalty and destiny, meets his end in a touching word with Arjuna, revealing his inner conflicts and true lineage. As the battle nears its conclusion, Duryodhana, representing pride and stubbornness, refuses to accept defeat. In a climactic showdown, he faces the Pandavas in a fierce mace fight with Bhima. Despite his valor, Duryodhana is ultimately defeated through a controversial strike to his thigh, violating the traditional rules of combat. With his downfall, the Kaurava lineage faces extinction, signaling the end of an era. The aftermath of the war is marked by sorrow, introspection, and eventual making up. Yudhishthira assumes the throne as the rightful owner, but the victory is bittersweet. The Pandavas bore their losses and struggled with moral complexities of war. Through divine guidance and significant insight, they navigate the trails of governance and endeavor to fix a fractured society. Ultimately, the Mahabharata transcends temporary and spatial boundaries, offering profound reflection on the human condition and enduring struggle between virtue and bad habit. It stands a timeless epic revered for its rich and variety of characters, moral dilemmas, and philosophical depth. As the curtain falls on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, the legacy of the Mahabharata endures as a guiding light, inspiring generations with its wisdom and insights. Dhanyawad.
Namaste. There have been innumerable cultures since human society have been formed. All cultures are unique in their own way. Many cultures are extinct or on the verge of becoming extinct. Indian culture has stood tall and strong for thousands of years. Have you ever wondered what makes Indian culture so special that it has withstood the wrath of time? I wondered this too, and here's my interpretation. Indian culture keeps it simple and interesting. It teaches us the values that are needed to lead a happy and prosperous life. These values are kept compact in Subhashitam and Slokam format and are easy to memorize and use when in need. We come across several heroes like Sri Ramachandra, who had pure love towards his family, Satya Harishchandra, who stood for truth, Ekalavya for his dedication, Karna for his true friendship, Abhimanyu for his bravery, Mirabai and others for their devotion, and the list goes on and on. These people upheld all the values and were able to carve their names in the pages of Bharatam Itihasa. We read their stories and get inspired. In AVBG level 5, we learned shlokas, values, their importance and their deeper meaning. My friends from level 5 will be chanting shlokas from Bhagavad Gita chapter 13, along with a few other shlokas such as Brahmarpanam, which we chant before eating food. One may get overwhelmed when they hear these shlokas for the first time. I was too, but then I remembered, practice is the key to success. Also, I find that Sanskritam shlokas stick with you longer than English phrases. I wish you good luck on your spiritual journey. I hope you enjoy listening to us chanting shlokas and appreciate what we learned during the year. Dhanyavadaha punarmilamaha.
Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam
Prasannavadhanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye
Amanitvam Adhambitvam Ahimsam Shantirajivam Acharyopasanam Shaucham Stairyam Vinigraha
Indriyateshu Vairagyam Anahankara Evacha
Shanmavacharavyavi Dukkha Doshana Darshanam
Asaktir Anabeshwanga Putradara Gruhadishu Nityam Cha Samachitvam Ishtanishtopapatishu
Mai Chananya Yogena Bhaktiravya Vicharini Vivikta Desha Sevitvam Aratirjana Sansadi Adhyatma Jnana Nitvatam Tattva Jnanartha Darshanam Yeta Jnanamiti Proktam Ajnanam Yatatonyata
Brahmarpanam Brahmavihir Brahmagno Brahmanahutam Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina
हृदये सर्वविद्यानां विसजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।
ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।
तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्रतारकं नेहा विद्युतो भान्ति यमग्निः।
तमेव बन्तमनुभूति सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति।
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदक्ष्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
Namaste, my name is Dave.
Namaste, my name is Ritika. We welcome you to the annual presentation of the Level 6 of the Arsha Vidya Bala Gurukulam class. In our class, we had students from all over the country, including Michigan, New York, New Jersey, and North Carolina. Our teachers are also spread out across the country. Lakshmiji is in California and Amitaji is in South Carolina.
Despite the distances, we came together each week to learn shlokas about the values that we hold dear in the Sanatana Dharma tradition and about the history of ancient India, just like we have come together to put together this show for you.
In today's presentation, we will give you a glimpse into some of the things that we learned in this past year. We will begin with the chanting of the Aditya Hridayam.
Following this, we will perform a short skit called Asatya, Mithya, and Satya. Then we will have a short presentation on two topics, scientists of ancient India and the Char Dhams in India. And we will conclude with a fun skit called The Biggest Devotee.
Namaste. The Aditya Hridayam is a hymn that is sung in praise of the sun or Surya. It is said to have been recited by the renowned sage Agastya to Lord Rama on the battlefield before his battle with Ravana to give him strength and resolve in a time of great difficulty and challenge. This stotram is regarded as a powerful means of inviting divine grace and removing difficulties and granting courage to devotees during difficult times. We invite you to close your eyes and enjoy the chanting of the Aditya Hridayam.
Shri Aditya Hridayam Stotram. Om Tato Yutta Parishrantam Samare Chintaya Stitam Ravanam Chagrato Drishtva Yuddhaya Samupashtitam Daivataisha Samagamya Drishtam Abhyagato Ranam Upagamya Bravit Ramam Agastyo Bhagavan Rishihi Rama Rama Mahabaho Shunaguhyam Sanatanam Ena Sarvanarin Vatsa Samare Vijayushyasi Aditya Hridayam Punyam Sarvashatruvinashanam Jayavaham Jape Nityam Akshayam Paramam Shivam Sarvamangala Mangalyam Sarva Papa Pranashanam Chinta Shoka Prashamanam Mayur Vardhanam Uttamam.
Rashmimantam samadyantam devasuranamaskritam pujayasva vivashvantam bhaskaram bhuvaneshwaram sarvadevatmaho yesha tejasvi rashmi bhavanaha esha devasuragan lokan patigapastibhi esha brahma cha vishnu cha shivaskanda prajapatihi mahindro dhanatakkala yama soma hyapanpatihi Pitaro vasavah sadhya vyashvino marutu manuhu Vayurvadnip prajaprana ritukarta prabhakaraha Aditya savita surya khaga pusha gabastiman Suvarna sadrisho banuhu hiranyareta divakaraha.
Hari Dashva Sahasrachi Sapta Saptir Marichiman इमिडोमाथनशम्भुः त्वास्तमर्तन्द अंशुमान् हिरण्यगर्भा शिशिराः तपनो भास्करो रवि अग्निगर्भोदिते पुत्र शङ्का शिशिरनाशना व्योमनाथ समो वेदी ऋग्यजुत्समपारगा कानवृष्टिरपामित्र विन्द्या विधिप्लवान् गमा आतपी मण्डली मृत्यो पिङ्गला सर्वतापना कविर्विश्वो महातेजा रक्त सर्वभवोद्भव नक्षत्रग्रहताराणाम् अदीपो विश्वभावना तेजसांपि तेजस्वी द्वादशात्मा नमोऽस्तु ते
नमो पूर्वाय गर्गाय पश्चिमाय नमः ज्योतिर्गणानां पतये दीपतये नमः जयाय जयभद्राय हयस्वाय नमो नमः नमो नम्य सहस्रांशो आदित्याय नमो नमः नमो उग्राय वीराय सारंगाय नमो नमः नमः परमप्रबोधाय वातन्दाय नमो नमः ब्रह्मेशानाच्युतिशाय सूर्याय आदित्यवर्चसे भास्वते सर्वभक्षाय रौद्राय वपुषे नमः तमोज्ञाय हिम्नाय शत्रुघ्नाय मृतात्मने कृतघ्नाय देवाय ज्योतिषां पतये नमः
तप्तचामी कराभाय वह्नये विश्वकर्मणे नमस्तमो विनिघ्नाय रचये लोकसाक्षिणे नाशयत्येष वैभूतं तदेव सृजति प्रभुः पायत्येष तपत्येषः वर्षत्येष गभस्तिभिः एष सुप्तेषु जागर्ति भूतेषु परिनिष्ठितः एष एवाग्निहोत्रं च फलं चैवाग्निहोत्रिणां वेदाश्चाकृतवश्चैव क्रतूनां फलमेव च यानि कृत्यानि लोकेषु सर्व एष विप्रभुः एनमापत्सु कृच्छेषु कान्तारेषु वयेषु च कीर्तयन् पुरुषः कश्चित् नावसिद्धति राघव पूजयस्वैनमेकाग्रः देवदेवं जगत्पतिम् एतत् त्रिगुणितं जप्त्वा युद्धेषु विजयिष्यसि अस्मिन् क्षणे महाबाहो रावणं त्वं वदिष्यसि एवमुक्त्वा तदागस्त्यो जगामथ यथागतम् एतत् श्रुत्वा महातेजः नष्टशोको भवत्तदा धारयामास सुप्रीतः राघवः प्रियतात्मवान् आदित्यं प्रेक्ष्य जप्त्वा तु परं हर्षमवाप्तवान् धीराक्षम्या शुचिर्भूत्वा धनुराधाय वीर्यवान् रावणं प्रेक्ष्य हृष्टात्मा युताय समुपागमत् सर्वयत्नेन महता वदेतश्रुतोऽभवत् हरविरविनिरीक्ष्य राममुदितमनः परमं प्रहर्षमाणः निशिचरपतिसंक्षयं विदित्वा सुरगणमध्यगतो वचस्त्वरेति
We hope that you enjoyed the chanting of the Aditya Hridaya. Switch gears, let us watch a short skit of the concept of perception versus reality, as explained in our scriptures. We hope that this skit will make you think about the concept of reality, perception, and the stories we tell ourselves.
Hello, what's new with you?
Not much, but you know what? My friend said he saw this rabbit and it had horns.
Are Ishvara, not possible. Absolutely false. Asatya.
Like the sun revolving around the earth, asatya.
Or money growing in trees, asatya.
I agree how preposterous. Well, I have to walk through this forest to get home. I better go before it gets dark.
Okay, see you later.
Whoa, what's that? Sister Snake? Amba, Ganesha, Sister Snake, help! I better run back.
Ade, what happened to you? You're shivering and sweating at the same time.
There's a snake over there. Please help.
Come on, let's move the snake to safety for him and other travelers. Oh. Sorry.
Show us where you saw the snake.
See, there it is. Be careful. Don't get too close. It might be poisonous.
Wait a minute. This thing is not moving. Is it even alive?
Is this even a snake? It looks like a rope. It is a rope.
But I was so sure that was a snake. The fear in my body and mind were real.
You superimposed the snake onto the rope. Where there was a rope, you saw a snake, even though there was no snake. Often we see something and imagine or assume it to be something else. To us, it seems real, but it is only an illusion. Mithya.
Yes, the beauty of Mithya is that it seems to be true. Like in a dream, things seem so real, but they're Mithya.
But when we see something in its real form without mistaking it for something else, that is Satya. It exists independently. It is changeless. It is the very truth of all beings.
We understood Asatya, Mithya, and Satya very well. Thank you all.
In addition to lessons on values and chanting of Shrotrams, our class also learned about the history and glory of ancient India. From all the way back to Mohenjo-daro and the Harappa civilizations, we also learned about the various dynasties and kings who ruled the territories in the Indian subcontinent, such as King Ashoka, King Harshavardhana, Chandragupta Maurya, the Mughal dynasty, and Shivaji. We learned about the ancient university like Nalanda University and about the scientists of ancient India. We also learned about some of the most significant temples and structures of worship in India.
In today's presentation, we will share with you some of the most influential scientists of ancient India and the Char Dhams, which hold enormous religious and spiritual significance in the Sanatana Dharma tradition.
Namaste. My name is Nilan, and the ancient scientist I am working on is Aryabhatta. Aryabhatta's inventions and discoveries. Back in ancient India, people used to think that the Earth was the center of the universe and all of the planets circled the Earth. But Aryabhatta was one of the first to come up with the idea of planets circling the sun, or heliocentrism. The knowledge of zero as a digit was first given by Aryabhatta in his place value system. Back in ancient India, people used to think that lunar and solar eclipses were caused by Rahu and Ketu, the two deities of the moon. But Aryabhatta later scientifically explained that it was the moon and the Earth's shadows that caused lunar and solar eclipses. Aryabhatta discovered a way to approximate pi while calculating the circumference of a circle. He later stated that pi was irrational and immeasurable, and that was the novel thought at the time. Additional facts. India's first satellite was named after Aryabhatta. Aryabhatta was one of the first Indian astronomers and mathematicians. Aryabhatta was born in 476 CE and died 550 CE in Pataliputra, or now known as modern-day Patna. He lived from 73 to 74 years.
Hari Om. My name is Radha, and the ancient Indian scientist that I chose is Brahmagupta. Brahmagupta lived from 538 CE to 665 CE. He lived most of his life in Rajasthan, India. He pioneered the concept of zero as a number with its own mathematical properties. He authored the seminal mathematical treatise Brahmasputra Siddhanta around 628 CE. His work laid the foundation for modern algebra and the number theory. He was the first mathematician to provide the formula for the area of a cyclic quadrilateral. He developed methods for calculating the positions of celestial bodies such as the sun and the moon, and Brahmagupta computed the occurrence and characteristics of solar and lunar eclipses. His contributions to mathematics greatly influenced subsequent Indian and Islamic scholars. He continues to be revered as one of the most influential mathematicians of ancient India.
Hari Om. The ancient scientist I did was Bhaskaracharya. He lived from 1114 CE to 1185 CE. Some facts about him are he was born around Ujjain, India. Nobody knows exactly where he was born, but they think that he was born somewhere near Ujjain, India. Bhaskaracharya is credited with being the first mathematician to write a work that made systematic use of the decimal system. The contributions of Bhaskaracharya are honored through various institutions that are named in his honor. An example of this is the Bhaskaracharya College of Applied Science. Some discoveries Bhaskaracharya made were discovering gravity 500 years before Newton. Bhaskaracharya contributed heavily to the study of astronomy by including accurate calculations of planetary positions as well as determining eclipses. Bhaskaracharya also authored multiple very important books such as the Lilimati and the Bijay Ganita on mathematics. Now we will talk about the Char Dhams of India.
Puri Jagannath Mandir is one of 4 great Char Dham pilgrimage sites dedicated to Lord Jagannath, the form of Lord Vishnu. The temple is famous for its annual Ratha Chatra or chariot festival, in which 3 principal deities are pulled on huge and elaborately decorated temple cars. The temple's principal deities are the Lord Jagannath, Lord Balabhadra, and Devi Subhadra.
Namaste, my name is Ahiri. I did research on the Badrinath temple. The temple is dedicated to Lord Vishnu and holds immense religious significance as one of the sacred Char Dham pilgrimage sites in Hinduism. Pilgrims gather along the bank of the holy Alaknanda River to perform daily rituals, seeking blessings and purifying themselves in icy waters. Legend has it that Lord Vishnu meditated under the Badri tree nearby for countless years, adding to the temple's spiritual aura. Millions of devotees are attracted to the temple to marvel at its beauty and receive divine blessing.
Namaste, my name is Mukund, and I did my research on the Rameshwaram temple. The great Rameshwaram temple was built during the 17th century. Rameshwaram is one of the Char Dhams Hindus aspire to visit at least once in their lifetime. It is also one of the most sacred 12 Jyotirlingas where Shiva is said to have appeared as a fiery column of light. Rama is believed to have worshipped Shiva here. There are references in Valmiki Ramayana about this. It is a tradition to have the darshan of the Vishwalinga first and then the Ramalinga. The temple boasts the world's largest corridor, measuring 4,000 feet in length and 4,000 colored engraved pillars. There are 64 tirthas in and around Rameshwaram, of which 22 of them are within the temple premises. Taking a bath in them is considered to be a sacred aspect of the pilgrimage. The present-day temple has 2 lingas. Ramalinga was said to be made by Rama, and the Vishwalinga was brought by Hanuman from the Himalayas. Thank you.
Namaste. My name is Tej Naresh and I'll be presenting Dwaraka. The ancient city of Dwaraka is situated on the extreme west coast of Indian territory. Dwarka was the capital of the western coast of Saurashtra or Gujarat. It was an important place in cultural and religious history of India. Dwarka is an important pilgrimage spot which holds great value in Indian mythology. It is one of the places for the sacred Char Dham Yatra. Every year, thousands of pilgrims flock to Dwarka to worship Krishna. History of ancient Dwarka. The Sanskrit word Dwarka means door or portal, suggesting that Dwarka was a historic port city. It may have been a port of entry for foreign sailors visiting India. The Kali Yuga started on the day that Krishna left Earth to join the spiritual world after 125 years, according to the Mahabharata's 23rd and 34th stanzas. The city was then flooded and submerged by the Arabian Sea. The god of the sea reclaimed the land and destroying Dwaraka, the lost city, while leaving Lord Krishna's palace intact. One theory holds that the lost city of Dwaraka was submerged underwater when sea levels rose, having been built on reclaimed land some 3,500 years ago. Studies conducted by scientists have shown that the area's sea level has shifted back greatly before stabilizing around 1000 CE. According to the sacred scripture of Srimad Bhagavatam, the city of Dwaraka was built in response to Jarasandha, the ruler of Magadha, who was constantly attacking Mathura. To prevent further attacks on his clan, Lord Krishna decided to establish a separate city on India's western coast. The great architect Vishwakarma gave this concept life. Dwaraka was built by Krishna near a place called Kushasthali, according to ancient texts. The city quickly rose to prominence and became the unstoppable pivot of Lord Krishna's mission, housing thousands in approximately 900 palaces. The city was heavily fortified and could only be reached by ship. The lost city of Dwaraka quickly became a talking point around the world, inspiring awe and wonder. Thank you for listening.
And now, we would like to present a short skit to you called The Biggest Devotee. Once upon a time, Sage Narada and Lord Vishnu were discussing the topic of devotion. Sage Narada prided himself for being the favorite great devotee of Lord Vishnu, and to show his devotion, he chanted Narayan Narayan all the time. Then Sage Narada asked Lord Vishnu,
My Lord, who is your biggest devotee in all three worlds?
The Lord Vishnu noticed that Narada's eyes were gleaming with the expectation that he will be named as the biggest devotee.
Dear Narada, my biggest devotee is a poor farmer who lives in a small village on earth.
Sage Narada was shocked and even a little angry.
My Lord, how can you say that? I have made it my mission in life to serve you and remember your name with every breath. How can someone else be a bigger devotee than me? What has he done to earn this special place in your heart?
Well, why don't we go to earth and meet this farmer?
The two of them descended to the earth in front of the farmer's house. They watched the activities of the farmer all day. When the farmer got up in the morning,
Dear Lord Vishnu, glory and thanks to you for all that you have given me. Now bless me so that I can do the best job in plowing the fields.
The farmer worked hard all day. When he got tired, he rested and said another little prayer.
Dear Lord, this is hard work, and I'm able to do it only because of you. Thank you for your blessing.
When he went home at the end of the day and sat down to eat dinner, he barely had enough to eat, but gave half of his food to his children and asked them to pray with him.
Dear Lord Vishnu, praise and glory to you. All that we have is because of you. Bless us so that we can continue to do our duty to you and keep gracing us with your love and kindness.
Narada turned to Lord Vishnu with surprise.
My Lord, there is no comparison between this farmer and me. Yes, he is a nice man, but he only chants your name and praise only 2 or 3 times in a day, whereas I chant Narayan continuously. Then, how can he be your biggest devotee?
You have a point. Let's go back to heaven, and I have a task for you. I need you to take a very special oil to Shankar Bhagavan on Mount Kailash. The oil is in a special pot, which must be filled to the brim, but no oil can spill while it is being transported. Can you take the pot to Shankar Bhagavan without spilling a single drop?
Of course.
Narada carefully placed the pot of the oil on his head and left for his journey to Kailash mountain. It was an arduous journey, and it took all his concentration to not spill the oil. When he delivered the oil, he returned to Lord Vishnu, proud of his accomplishment of not having spilled a single drop of oil.
Narada, thank you so much for running this errand for me. Can I ask how many times you chanted my name as you went to the mountain with this pot of oil on your head?
Narada was left speechless. He had been so engrossed in making sure that not a drop of oil had been spilled out of the bowl that he had completely forgotten to chant Lord Vishnu's name the whole time.
But Lord, it was your errand. I was doing the work you wanted me to do.
Yes, Narada, but that farmer is also doing the work I have picked for him. He is living the life that I gave him, dealing with all the circumstances that I give. And in spite of his difficult life, he remembers me as he is doing his duty. And that is exactly what makes him my greatest devotee.
Sage Narada understood and bowed his head in reverence to Lord Vishnu.
What can we take away from this story? Having devotion doesn't mean that we have to do long, complicated rituals or pray for a long time. It means that we see God's grace in everything that we do, ask for His blessing at all times, and thank Him for all that we have. Every work that we do, we must offer to the Lord. If we do that sincerely with faith and devotion, we will be true devotees too.
And that brings us to the end of the presentation by the Level 6 class. Thank you for watching. Namaste.
Namaste all. Our level 7 students have done a fantastic job over the last 8 to 9 months, chanting, learning, and reciting shlokas from Bhagavad Gita, Ganga Stotram, as well as some other Adi Shankaracharya's Pratasmarana shlokams. For this presentation, we will be chanting a few shlokas from chapter 15. Okay, enjoy the chantings. Thank you.
यदादित्यगतं तेज जगद्भासयतेऽखिलं यच्छन्द्रमसि यच्छाग्नौ तत्तेजो विद्धि मामकम्
कामाविश्य च भूतानि धारयाम्यहमोजसा पुष्णामि चौषधीः सर्वाः सोमो भूत्वा रसात्मकः
अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राणापानसमायुक्तः पचाम्यन्नं चतुर्विधम्
सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टः मत्तस्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यः वेदान्तकृद्वेदविदेव चाहम्
द्वाविमौ पुरुषौ लोके क्षरश्चाक्षर एव च क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि कूटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते
उत्तमः पुरुषस्त्वन्यः परमात्मेत्युदाहृतः यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य बिभर्त्यव्यय ईश्वरः
यस्माच्चरमतीतोऽहम् अक्षरादपि चोत्तमः अतोऽस्मि लोके वेदे च प्रथितः पुरुषोत्तमः
यो मामेवमसम्मूढः जानाति पुरुषोत्तमं स सर्वविद् भजति मां सर्वभावेन भारत
इति गुह्यतमं शास्त्रम् इदमुक्तं मया नघ एतद्बुद्ध्वा बुद्धिमान् स्यात् कृतकृत्यश्च भारत ओम तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुन संवादे पुरुषोत्तमयोगो नाम पंचदशोऽध्यायः।
Hari Om. Namaste everybody. I have the pleasure of presenting the class of level 7 who will be performing a short skit on significance of Bhagavad Gita. Without further ado, let me present the class to stage display. Thank you. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Namaste, dear students. Good morning to all of you.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, sir. Good morning.
Today we plan to study some selected verses from Gita. First, let me ask if you know about our most important Hindu scripture, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Yes, Rudra.
Gita is part of the great epic Mahabharata. It is a collection of questions by Arjuna to Sri Krishna, his charioteer.
That's correct. Thank you, Rudra. Now, what made Arjuna ask these questions to Sri Krishna? Anyone? Yes, Vikashni?
Arjuna was in the Kurukshetra battlefield to fight the war against the Kauravas' army. After seeing his beloved grandfather Bhishma, beloved Guru Dronacharya, and other relatives on the Kaurava side, he got confused and probably scared. He thought it would be wrong to kill the loving family members for winning the Mahabharata war. Thus, he decided not to fight the war. But Sri Krishna advised him to fight, as it is the right thing to do. But it looks like Arjuna was not convinced, and he asked several questions to Sri Krishna in order to get clarifications over his own confusion.
Hey, wait. Why is it so important to study some ancient war history now? In this time and age, how is it even relevant to whatever happened in the good old days of the Mahabharata, which is so long ago? I just don't get it.
Those are all good questions, Rajveer. Thank you for asking. You sound very reasonable and sensible in asking these questions that we must examine if the matter described in the Gita is relevant in this modern age of computer and world of AI and whatnot. First, do you know what exactly was Arjuna's problem?
Well, his problem was he didn't want to fight against his own friends and family members.
You are right, but we must take a step back and think a little deeper. First, the 5 Pandava brothers went through a lot of pain and suffering by spending time in the forest for 12 years and another year of hiding incognito. What, do you think this was their fault?
As far as I know, it was not their fault at all. Their cousin Duryodhana, together with his uncle Shakuni, tricked and cheated them in a game of dice.
Correct, and then what happened?
It's simple. Then the Pandavas wanted to win back their kingdom by force, and then war ensued.
So far, you are fully correct. Then Arjuna should have fought for this just cause to win back their kingdom, right?
Sir, this turn of events looks very complex to me. I don't understand this. Well, maybe Arjuna chickened out, seeing the vast army of Duryodhana and seeing great warriors like Bhishma and Drona.
No, that's not exactly correct, but let me explain to you. Arjuna too was a great warrior. He was neither any chicken or any faint-at-heart warrior. He simply was not sure whether killing his own kith and kin is the right thing to do or not. Here, right means dharmic or not. We must understand that following dharma is very important in the life of a Hindu. It is the first of the 4 purusharthas, namely dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Hence, the questions raised by Arjuna were all about discriminating between dharma and adharma, as usually happens in our normal day-to-day life. In our daily lives, we constantly face situations where we must choose from among options. In other words, exercise our will or Ichha Shakti.
What is this Ichha Shakti?
My dear students, Ishvara has given us all humans 3 capabilities or Shaktis. These are Jnana Shakti, the ability to discern, Ichha Shakti, the ability to exercise our will, and Kriya Shakti, the ability to execute the task at hand. Whenever life brings us to the crossroads of making a choice, we must first try to discern right from wrong. In other words, recognize the most righteous or dharmic option. Thus, we use our Jnana Shakti. Then, with a determined willpower, we decide to do it the dharmic way. Thus, we exercise our Ichha Shakti. Finally, we do the task on hand as per our will, thus exercising our Kriya Shakti and leading to good karma.
So, what has Bhagavad Gita to do with these 3 types of Shaktis, or even for that matter, karma?
That is a great question. If you look at the sequence of applying the Shaktis, the Jnana Shakti comes first, where we discern right from wrong. If someone is ignorant of the right knowledge or Jnana, he often cannot make right decisions in life. In Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna has asked all these questions, and Sri Krishna has clarified Arjuna's doubts with his wonderful insight of living a dharmic life in this world, thus leading to good karma or a life of peace and bliss. Bhagavad Gita is the compendium of Sri Krishna's divine wisdom or Brahma Dhyanam.
Oh, I see. It seems reading the Bhagavad Gita will empower us in making right decisions in life.
Yes, absolutely. You got it.
Thank you, Guruji, for explaining this so articulately. Now I understand why every one of us should read the Bhagavad Gita. I'm sure knowledge of divine wisdom coming from Bhagavan Sri Krishna and given in Bhagavad Gita will eradicate the ignorance in our mind and enable us to perform good karma, thus leading to a life of happiness and contentment.
Very well said. Now let me leave you all with these words by Maharishi Veda Vyas, written at the end of every chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that this Yoga Shastra is Brahma Vidya. I'm sure this divine wisdom will do wonders for our life and living. Hari Om.
Hari Om. That's it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the play presented by the level 7 students. With that, we bring you to the conclusion of the presentation by level 7 students. Hari Om.
So there is one more level. I don't know why they have not displayed it. So Mukunji is just checking.
Hari Om. My topic is Gita Dhyanam. What is Gita Dhyanam? The Gita Dhyanam is a short prayer which is chanted before reciting the Bhagavad Gita, which is about Ishvara's words to Arjuna. It introduces the Bhagavad Gita and is recited to invoke blessings from the gods and sages. I will chant the first and last sloka of Gita Dhyanam and explain their meanings. First sloka. पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिनं मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्. That which was taught to Arjuna by Lord Narayana himself, which was written by Vyasa, consisting of 18 chapters in the middle of Mahabharata, showering the nectar of non-duality that destroys the cycle of birth and death, I invoke you again and again. Last sloka. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopaniషadair Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam Navidussura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Salutations to that God whom the gods and Samaveda singers sing divine songs and praises by following the word sequence, who is known to people whose mind is resolved in him, and whose nature is not known even to celestials and demons. Hari Om, and thank you for listening to my presentation.
Hi, I am Krishna Mavani, and I am a 10th grader in Bloomfield Hills High School. Today, I will be giving a brief introduction on Karma Yoga. So, what is Karma Yoga? Karma Yoga is one of the 4 yogas of our Hindu religion, which are Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhaja Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. So, Karma Yoga is a spiritual path that emphasizes selfless action and service. So, in Karma Yoga, individuals should perform their duties and responsibilities without attachment to the results or outcomes of their actions. So, Karma Yoga is often translated as the path of selfless action or the yoga of action. It is about performing one's duties and responsibilities with a sense of dharma and without being motivated by personal desires or egos. But it is more than that. Karma Yoga can also be the first step towards Jnana Yoga, another one of the yogas, as it provides you with the selflessness and dedication required to fully dedicate your life to knowledge. Thank you for listening to me today and have a wonderful day.
Hari Om. My name is Rika Nathan, and this is my presentation on the value of values. Values are the guiding principles and beliefs that shape our lives. There are 2 types of values, universal values and acquired values. First, universal values are the natural and fundamental principles that apply to everyone regardless of their background. For example, honesty, truth, and nonviolence are all examples of universal values. These values serve as a solid foundation for ethical behavior. Acquired values are influenced by our environment, upbringing, and experiences. For example, disrespect, integrity, selfishness, and perseverance are all examples of acquired values. These values are shaped by the people we interact with and the society we live in. Maintaining and following our values can be challenging at times. It is because we face many situations where it seems beneficial to compromise our values, whether to avoid harm to ourselves, gain an advantage, or protect our image. However, staying true to our values is essential for personal integrity in leading a meaningful life. Values provide us with knowledge and guidance, helping us make decisions that align with our principles. By living in accordance with our values, we can achieve a sense of fulfillment and happiness. Thank you.
Purusharthas and the Importance of Dharma by Nivin Suresh. There are 4 Purusharthas, which are Artha, which is the needs in life, Kama, which is the personal desires, Dharma, which is pursuing values, and Moksha, which is freedom from sorrow. You should pursue them in Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. The reason for this is because if you try and pursue Kama or Artha before pursuing Dharma, then those personal desires and needs in life can become more selfish than they have to be. That is not a good thing because that will make it very hard for you to learn Dharma later on. Therefore, you should first pursue Dharma, which is human values. And then you should pursue your personal desires and your needs in life. And then at the very end, you can pursue moksha. If you don't pursue dharma first, some problems that you could face is losing sight of the goal by feelings of insecurity and not being able to properly follow those values with importance. Following dharma first can help a person grow their behaviors and connections with others around them. Thank you.
Namaskar. My name is Sanat Retijaka, and I am going to present to you a project which is based on the Ram Mandir. It is a temple rebuilt at the birthplace of Sri Rama. But first, let's talk a little bit of Sri Rama. Characteristics of Lord Sri Rama. Before I start, who wouldn't want to be a great personality? And if you want to be one, then look nowhere else other than the history of Lord Sri Rama. Lord Sri Rama is the incarnation of Sriman Narayana as a human who exhibits the very essential characteristics of a human. The Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. The Ayodhya is the capital of the Kosala kingdom and the birthplace of Lord Rama. In Ayodhya, there used to be an ancient temple for Lord Rama. After invaders started ruling some parts of India, they destroyed the Ram Mandir and built a mosque on the remains of the temple. After 500 years of fight, sacrifices of many, and by bringing awareness among the new generations, there is a momentum to rebuild the temple where the ancient temple used to be. In 1991, a massive march by Kara Sevaks towards the mosque destroyed it. Since then, the place became a disputed land with no entry to perform any puja, rituals to Rama deity. In 2020, the Supreme Court rules in favor of building Rama Mandir. The temple was built in 2023 and inaugurated on January 22, 2024. Now the Rama Bhaktas are visiting the temple and offering puja and other rituals to deity Ramalala. And Ayodhya not only a spiritual place but also a tourism attraction. So that's all I have for a project. Thank you for your patience. Namaskar and Jai Shri Ram.
Hari Om. My name is Krish and I'm a junior at John T. Hoggart High School. My topic is Tattvam Asi. So, what does it mean? It appears on the 6th chapter of the Chanda Yoga Upanishad. Tat meaning that, Tvam meaning individual, you, Asi meaning you, are the divine. It connects us, the individuals, to our divinity. What is its significance? Tattvam Asi emphasizes that we are all inseparable from our cosmic consciousness. It reinforces the idea found in all scriptures that all of us are potentially divine. It serves as a guiding principle for us to understand the interwebbing of all life, because we are one with the universe. This takes into effect more as we develop an ego and try to get away from that ego, and as our egocentric views come above, it challenges us to really grasp onto the topic of Tattvam Asi, but as long as we try to diminish our ego, we'll be able to understand this concept and make it something useful in our lives. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ashwin Vardarajan, and today I'm going to be talking about Varnas, Gunas, and Jati. So historically, Hindu society divided occupations into 4 Varnas: Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaisyas, and Shudras. And it's important to note that Hinduism treated all these Varnas equally. It did not put some over the other. And as shown by this top chart here, our Varnas are primarily defined by our Guna, which is our qualities in nature, and our Karma, which is the actions that we take. And Jati also influences the Varnas because it determines how we're raised up, but it does not solely determine our Varna. So what are Gunas? Gunas are the 3 fundamental qualities of nature. Sattva is calmness and harmony. Tamas is laziness and being lackadaisical. And Rajas is our sense of ambition. And it's important to understand that in today's society, even though we don't follow the Varnas anymore, it's really important to know the original purpose of the Varnas and also how the Gunas and Karmas define a person's contribution to society. For example, people with sattvic qualities help others and the society to prosper, while people with tamasic qualities could cause harm to society.
Hi, I'm Rosh Ganeshan, and I will be talking about the myths of caste system. So why is caste system a myth? People have been taught about this disoriented version of Varnas, known as the caste system, which has resulted in colonial scars that have caused division and discrimination in our society, and this has been wrongly attributed to Hinduism. To even start talking about the myths of caste system, we have to talk about the Varnas. The Varnas represented the roles of society and functioned like parts of a body, with all of them being considered equal. During Vedic times, caste was defined primarily by karma and gunas, which defined the Varnas. And while jati, which is birth, did have an influence on it, it did not define it. So someone who was born as a Kshatriya, for example, could become a Brahmin. An example of this is sage Vishwamitra, who was born as a Kshatriya but became a Rishi Brahmin. If casteism is a myth, does that mean that there's no discrimination? Varna classification in Hinduism gave equal importance to all sections of society, but people of higher tasamic tendencies with selfish ambitions for power, money, and status flaunt the rules, overpower the weak, and cause a divided society. After the British occupation, caste was decided entirely by birth and how you would be treated, and you could not go to a different one. So how did the Varnas evolve to be like this? In the 19th century, the British came and changed the caste system to the one of today, which allowed the British to build more political and social control over India. Evidence of this is the fact that caste is not a Hindu word. It is a word derived from the Portuguese word casta, which means race, lineage, tribe, or breed.
Hariyam everyone, my name is Srivalli Veluguri and today I will be talking about Asuri Sampat and how to overcome them. In chapter 16 of the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna tells Arjuna about two kinds of nature in the world. One is Daiva or divine, the other one is Asuri or demonic. Divine nature leads to liberation and happiness, while demonic nature leads to bondage and suffering. Some qualities of Daiva Sampat is truthful, forgiving, and peaceful. And Asuri or demonic can be arrogance, hypocrisy, and greed, and there are many others. There are many ways to overcome Asuri Sampat, and here are 5 of those ways. One of the ways is to follow the path of Karma Yoga, which is Ishvara Arpana, doing all actions as Arpanam for God, and Prasada Buddhi, which is receiving all results as Prasada from God. This is all about changing your mindset. Number 2 is prayers, and prayers will help build the Daiva qualities or divine qualities within yourself. Number 3 is satsang, which is association with spiritual minds. And this is important because who you spend your time with influences your actions and your Daiva and Asuri qualities. Auto-encounter suggestion is telling yourself to watch what you're doing. And number 5 is watching your behavior by being alert, which goes in hand with auto-encounter suggestion, watching your behavior, improving, telling yourself how you can improve and how you can build the Daiva qualities. And these are just some of the ways you can overcome Asuri Sampat and build the Daiva qualities within yourself. Thank you for listening. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Namaste, and thank you all for staying for the entire program. Let's all give another big round of applause for all the students who've done such a wonderful job. Such creativity, right? We had Sri Rama floating in the air. We had some cool dudes talk about Bhagavad Gita, importance of Bhagavad Gita. We had such creativity in this whole presentation. So many wonderful slokas. The diction was so beautiful. So let's give the parents a round of applause because I know how much effort has gone into that. So on behalf of the teachers, I'd also like to acknowledge Dr. Indraji. I don't know if she's around. She was very much part of it. Dr. Indraji, along with Pramodji as well as Malatiji, made our teachers' lives so easy because we just had to come and teach and rest of the logistics was all covered by them. So wonderful, wonderful job by them. So give a round of applause to them. So for tomorrow, we will have between 8 and 9 at the Yoga Center. Please make sure that parents and kids, please do come there. We will be providing certificates to all the students and you'll have a chance to meet all the teachers too. So with that, we'll conclude our program. Hari Om, and thank you all for attending. Pramod. AM, sorry, AM.
I just want to say, the Swamiji said something interesting. And I have this idea, those teachers, when you teach, maybe you can collect 4 or 5 students in your area and teach them live. So, you're putting that effort anyway. So try to do that. That's one. Second is, I was thinking maybe the teachers, and find some other people. We will have a camp of AVBG teachers separately, along with whichever students can come. So it will be maybe like where we have Memorial Day camp, we have other camps, we will have AVBG camp for the whole week. Number 3, if you are not aware, Indraji will talk about it. Patron members, first year, get 1 week camp. So if you are not patron member, or if your friends are not patron members, become patron member, and then we will have, but it doesn't matter, we will have the camp anyway. But think about that. It will be a great idea to become patron members. You're already doing a great job. But come for 1 week because you're doing the great job here. But if you're here for 1 week together with other people whom you know, that will be fun. It will be AVBG camp. Let's try for that next year.
Tomorrow, certificates will be having tomorrow. The students, yes. If any of the students are leaving, you can pick up the certificates from your teacher, or you can stop by at the office.
You sent a message that they should pick up the certificate in the office. All the teachers will pick up the certificates. So just
If you're leaving, otherwise tomorrow morning you'll be issued the certificates.
I just want that, all the teachers to stop by in the office, maybe at 4:30 or so, because I want to make sure that we have the names of your students written correctly, and some of the teachers have actually picked up their certificate for their students. We'll formally distribute them tomorrow, but pick it up today so that we are ready for tomorrow, okay? Please. So 4:30 I will see you in the office.